Hi everyone, my name is Edgar Nakamoto, and in this video I want to talk about why Bitcoin is so volatile. Now, if you ever need to ask this question, well, the short answer for you is going to be because you're stupid and don't understand the market. Great. Now you click off the video and that makes you even more stupid. Double stupid. But if you stay, then you're smart. Now, let's get down to the business and let's talk about it. When we talk about the price of Bitcoin, we're really talking about the fiat price, the US dollars of one Bitcoin, and it's always going up and down in the short terms, but really there's really no going down, and it keeps only going up because Bitcoin has no top, because fiat has no bottom. Now let's talk more about the technical stuff. Market cap is equal how volatile of something. Now, so if you really want to talk about why something is volatile, usually it comes down to the market cap. How much market cap on a Bitcoin currently? Take a look at gold. Gold was volatile too back in the day until now it's more stabilized with 22 trillion market cap, while Bitcoin is only sitting at 2 trillion market cap as 2025. 2 trillion point stuff. You can search it yourself. And if you see it now, Bitcoin volatility becomes lesser and lesser due to the more adoption and increasing of market cap. Now we see here gold in the 1980 to 1985, it was very volatile, just like Bitcoin currently, while Bitcoin is only sitting for being around 16 years and gold has been sitting for 5,000 years. When you see this, there's actually an index volatility of Bitcoin, and you can see it here on the Bitbo, and you can check it yourself why it's become lesser and lesser as the market cap of Bitcoin continue to growing. See, this one year 2010, the average 30-day Bitcoin and US dollar volatility is 6%, goes up 8%, and then eventually to the 2021 it becomes lower and lower and become more stable, you can say yourself. And while we're in this, actually, the volatility on Bitcoin is actually a gift. Now you should listen to watch and listen to what this guy said.
Volatility was a gift to the faithful. It scares away the tourist. It scares away the lazy. It scares away the people that are already conventionally rich, that have all the money. If you're a 20-something or a 30-something and you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to spend 100 hours or 200 hours, if you have more time than money, then the volatility of Bitcoin is a gift to you. If you have more money than time and you're arrogant and egotistical and you just pick the obvious, then if the volatility goes away, you buy Bitcoin. If people in the rest of the world knew what I know and they understood and they agreed with me, Bitcoin would go to $10 million tomorrow. And if Bitcoin went to $10 million tomorrow, I want you to think about how you would feel and how your viewers would feel, because you would lose 20 years of stacking opportunity during which you get to buy at less than $10 million.
So really, you get the point. The volatility as a current price right now is actually a gift to us, so we can have enough time to stack whenever we need to maximize our capital currently, to the point where Bitcoin finally hits millions of dollars. And I personally believe Bitcoin will hit more than just 1 million, even 10 million or maybe 20 million, and so on and so forth. Because if you can see it right now, Bitcoin is sitting at a 2 trillion market cap and gold is already at 22 trillion market cap. Imagine if Bitcoin actually goes to 22 trillion market cap, and it's just a matter of time before the price finally pumps really high, and we as an early adopter is going to have more benefit to this one. Now let's talk about the assets volatility. Maturing asset equals shrinking volatility. Now the more the mature the assets, it's going to be shrink in terms of volatility, just like I mentioned it earlier. Every asset starts volatile when new, and Bitcoin, regardless how much it has been, which has been 16 years, is still considered as a new asset compared to gold while it's sitting for 5,000 years. But even so, it's just only being around of 16 years. Take a look at it yourself. Bitcoin has already defeated some of the big and actually has become the 7th largest assets in the world of industry. It's literally price discovery, the market figuring out what it's worth, and we just need to wait until finally a lot of people going to start adopting it. Think of it like a baby animal. It moves wild at first, but gets steadier as it grows. It matures. That's Bitcoin. It's still young, still finding its place, but growing up fast. Even data actually shows this. Bitcoin annualized volatility has fallen from over 300% in 2011 to around 40 and 60% in recent years, and every cycle it gets less wild. We can take a look on this one more time and you can see it yourself. When you call it too volatile, you're basically criticizing the growth itself, not just on Bitcoin, but every growth itself, just like yourself. When you were like 15 years old, you're mentally unstable, but now if you're 24 years old, you become more stable mentally, and this is same goes in the world of volatile. People really need to study more about finance. Just like take a look on America. It's really sad how so many people there doesn't even understand what's inflation, what's debit card. Just it relentlessly leading to people of consumerism. They consume stuff they don't need, always doom spending, and so on and so forth. Now, when we talk about volatility, we often come to the discussion of human psychology too, because it's also the one that affects the volatility of its price of its assets. Psychology never changes. People hop into Bitcoin without understanding its core fundamentals, leading them to panic sell during correction, scared of it being down to zero. Again, this is because people don't understand Bitcoin. You have to build your own conviction, study it. Mozart makes symphonies not because he asked people about how to make symphonies, but because he actually started giving the time to studying it and to do it, not asking people how to do it. Same goes with people. They got FOMO, buy Bitcoin, and then when the price correct itself for maybe 5 to 10%, they panic sell and basically just losing money, and they're paying idiot and not doing something productive for themselves. Well, in reality, it's healthy market pullback and correction, because that's a pullback, correction, and then consolidation on the market. It means that the market's actually very, very healthy, especially if you look at the market, which is sitting around at only 2 trillion. It's healthy. Let's say, back in the day when Bitcoin was really volatile, let's just say 2017, a couple $1 million of trade could really swing the price really, really high. But recently, there's a case where people got liquidated because Trump just said on a Twitter about tariffs on China, but liquidating almost $1 billion of dollars. But even so, Bitcoin only correct maybe 7%, that's what I mentioned earlier, growing in maturity and a market cap. So a lot of liquidation is not going to affect Bitcoin as much as before when it was having less market cap. So, also when we talk about market works with open order book or open book order. Some people set price to buy and sell depending how much, and then the price will follow. And if more seller than buyer, it means price drops a bit until there is more buyer than a seller. That with price jumps to the highest put order on order book, leading increasing in price. But look at yourself. You don't get this because you don't even understand it in the first place. What have you done in the past 18 years studying? School doesn't even teach you this. What are you doing for years studying on a college, taking debt into hope of getting a job just to be a slave on a fiat world? What are you doing? Study Bitcoin. Give it a time. It's going to become your best friend. Bitcoin is more than just measured by fiat price. Now, volatility too is how early believers like us, or maybe you, can become richer than late adopter. Let's just say someone who invests $1 in 2010, they could get 1,000 Bitcoin. And assuming they already have $1 billion of dollars. 1,000 Bitcoins with current price, just do the math. It's a lot of money. That's what makes it's actually a gift for early adopter. Even so, right now, it's not late to buy Bitcoin. We're still early. The market cap is only 2.3 trillion. And I believe there's a time where Bitcoin market cap is going to hit 20 trillion or can outperform gold later on. I'm talking about the market cap, by the way. If it's just a price and the fiat price, Bitcoin has outperformed gold many times. So if Bitcoin were really already stable, that would mean it's already fully adopted and your chance to get in early would be gone. So when price swings 20% down, that's just a Bitcoin's way of shaking out weak hands and giving it to the strong hands as a discount, or we call it diamond hands. Volatility is the toll you pay for your future stability. That might sound corny, but whatever. Now, as Bitcoin grows past 10 trillion market cap, volatility will start to look like gold. Slow, boring, predictable, but until then, volatility is your best friend because volatility means growth. Pace. No, we're still like early, and you're lucky to be here. And that's why buy Bitcoin now and don't wait. Now, again, talking about the markets always run on the put order books, just like any listing on the market. List of buy and sells orders waiting to be matched. If more people are selling than buying, price goes down to find the next buyer. If more people are buying than selling, price climbs to meet the next seller, which is going to increase the price eventually. It's not manipulation or magic, it's just math and human emotion. And again, human emotion and psychology never change. But of course, you don't learn that in school. You spend 4 years taking on debt just to become a fiat slave. It's not just you though, because I used to be also almost one of them, but I'm lucky enough to get away, and I'm very, very thankful. And that's why I'm here to tell you to not become like one of them. And then you call Bitcoin too risky. No, if you talk about risky, talk about your degree in your college. That's real risky is. There's no guarantee you can get a job in this economy. It's just so cooked. Now, Bitcoin long-term reality. Let's zoom out. Bitcoin for real cycles keep repeating, high volatility, deep correction, and then new all-time highs. But the 4-year cycle doesn't need to keep repeating, because as more institution and early adopter late start adopting it, it becomes more like a macro assets or bigger asset each time. But again though, simply it's time it dies, it's time it comes back stronger. If you had invested $100 every time the media declared Bitcoin dead, you'd be billionaire by now, because there's a chart actually. There's even a website showing how many times media has said Bitcoin is dead, but actually not dead at all. Because every crash is just the market transferring wealth from impatient hands to the patient ones. Bitcoin is a sound money, the most honest from money to ever exist in this era after gold. So there's really not volatility, it's just healthy market businesses. And since Bitcoin market cap is still low, $1 billion of transaction per day can cause price to move. But really, it will always recover and come back. Look how many times media has said Bitcoin dead. I'm going to show you this. This website is called Bitcoin Deads. It's just tracking how many times media have said that Bitcoin is dead. But eventually, it's always come back again and again and again. So Bitcoin has died 440 times apparently. And then if you invested $100 each time, you would have 116, 527, 30, I don't even know how to say it, $116 million for 127,329 US dollar. And it's going to keep growing up forever. So next time someone says, or if you ask yourself Bitcoin is too volatile, you tell them this. No, bro, or it's just too corny, but whatever. You're just too early and too fiat-minded. That's very sounds corny. I don't know how to tell you for it, but I think it just sounds really corny. I didn't really feel that way when I write this, but it sounds really weird. But whatever, you get the point. Now, lower your ego, study Bitcoin. Understand it before you judge it. Volatility is not a danger, it's the sound of freedom being priced in. Bitcoin has no top because fiat has no bottom. Now, if you like this video and enjoying this video so far, please make sure to drop a like, comments, and share this video to your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and for the next video. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for being awesome. I'll see you in the next one.